evening, everyone. It's your man of the hour, the man with the power, the living legend of professional wrestling punditry. Hello, my name is Lee Hazel, and this is the Steel Chair Shoot, the best roundtable wrestling discussion on the internet. That is a fact, and we can prove it with science. Joining me this week, we have returning to the podcast our editors, James and Steph. How are you guys?
Glorious.
I think you got a bit drowned out there by James. Stephanie, do you want to say that one again?
Oh no, I'm great.
Great. Cool, nice one. So, guys, right, we have got plenty to talk about as the previous pay-per-view on the WWE, Great Balls of Fire, was actually a lot better than a lot of people expected it would be. So, we're just going to get straight into this, guys. James, how did you feel about Akira Tozawa versus Neville?
In all honesty, I didn't watch it as it was live. I watched it later on this morning, just so I could get get some notes on it and stuff like that. But I thought it was decent. I thought it was quite good, apart from the ending, the quite controversial ending. Which,
you, sir, are a traitor. It is your national duty to watch every single match that Neville is in live, especially when it's on the pre-show.
Why, I man, king of the cruiserweights.
You're going to be whipped next time, James.
Oh God!
I will report you to Her Majesty, sir.
Don't report me to David, please.
I'm going to tell David you called him Her Majesty.
He knows. He knows he's the king of the steel chair.
Of the steel chair weights. Stephanie, what did you reckon?
I watched it live yesterday night.
See, James? She's French, and even she's a bigger patriot than you are.
I'm sorry, okay?
I have to say it's not but I was absolutely devastated that this match come to pre-show, because cruiserweight matches are always good.
Especially with Neville.
Always right. It's always good. Of course, it's pushed in the kickoff pre-show, whatever. And it was a very good match. Obviously, as always. And yeah, it's on the pre-show. I was mad about that. But Tozawa is great. The Titus Worldwide thing, I don't give a damn. It is something, a storyline thing. I don't. But Neville is really selling this king of cruiserweights, bad guy attitude very, very well, and he's a tremendous wrestler. So it was a great match, but I would say, in fact, it was good, because when it's on pre-show, it's on YouTube, so everybody can see it, and everybody had the chance to witness that. So perfect in a way. Perfect match, and everybody had the chance to watch it. So great.
The only issue I really had with it was, like I said, was the ending. Neville decided to hurt Tozawa's little cruiserweights, if you get my meaning.
Which he has to do. I mean, he is a heel champion. He has to win with dastardly, Ric Flairish tactics.
I know, but doesn't it feel a little bit lame? I mean, the last time that the last time that I can remember of Neville getting himself, or just like interfering or doing dirty tactics in the ring, was actually throwing the ref across the ring in order to get himself disqualified. And now this one's just like tapping him in the balls a little bit. And a kick to the gut, boom, retaining.
Of you under the belt. From Neville did it, Joe did it. Yeah, it was for a pay-per-view called Great Balls of Fire.
Oh my God, is that why?
It really went under the belt, and it was like, yeah, the title was...
Vince is laughing at us upon his ivory tower.
Yes.
Everyone gets in a dick kick. Oh
my God.
No, but
I don't like this pay-per-view anymore.
Neville is a controversial character now. And I like it, I love it like that. Love it like that. He's great. He's a fantastic wrestler, but I love the way he's selling the character. Excellent.
Yeah, I think the way he's emerged, I think that the ending goes really well with his character jealously guarding the cruiserweight title at all costs. I thought it was really good.
This was only brought to my attention recently, by the way, but when Neville first turned heel, it kind of, someone brought it to my attention, it's kind of like if he went into the, like the evil version, like of the people from Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Like just grow an evil beard.
Like the
yeah.
transporter incident versions of, everyone in Star Trek, yeah.
So somewhere there's the good Neville.
The good Neville. And he's lost in another dimension, yeah. Desperately trying to make his way home.
Oh my god, this makes the pay-per-view better.
Since the UK tournament, since he came back, he's really bad. He's really great.
Yeah. It's good to be
Came
back,
back, he came back from injury, and it was a completely different character. And it's really good. Not every wrestler is about to sell the good guy thing and the bad guy thing, and he's just good at being the two. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I thought the match was great just because Neville's great. He always is. He's the best in-ring worker in WWE at the moment. Better than Cesaro, better than Rollins. Oh, I was just about to say, I think maybe better than Sami Zayn. I think better than AJ Styles. I think top of the pile.
We will come to blows, my friend.
No, I just, like, for pure, like, okay, other places, yeah, AJ's probably better than he is, but for just pure in-ring technical skill, I think Neville's the top of the company. I think he's one of the top in the world.
Moving on to the main card. I just really didn't like the setup for it. I wasn't invested. Right,
No.
yeah, this is Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins, and
For no stakes whatsoever.
no stakes, and the only thing I'll say this: they worked hard,
Yeah.
even if there wasn't really much at stake.
Nope.
But the thing that I'm still torn on is Bray Wyatt won, and
Yeah.
now normally I'd be excited. I'd be like, oh yay, yeah, he's winning. It's gonna be going somewhere. But now I've been scorned too many times to know this is gonna go anywhere.
Is this like the beginning of his build-up back to a person of great status? Or is this just, at SummerSlam, him and Rollins will go again and he will get absolutely buried again?
It's just gone. It's gone on too long for him to rebuild this character. But I can stay hopeful. I can be hopeful and saying, hey, he'll come back soon. He'll be on top. But he was WWE champion for was it a month?
Yeah, like I think the build-up in between WrestleMania and Fastlane or Roadblock or whatever that one was about Elimination Chamber, was it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't even get a rematch.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't technically get a rematch because we got bloody House of Horrors.
Yeah. It was.
The less we talk about that, the better.
Yeah. It was at least a month. It was at most 6 weeks. Because I know they like to have
Like that.
Yeah, I know they like to have a big gap in between WrestleMania and the last pay-per-view. But yeah, I like this match mostly because essentially I think the statement that Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt were making in this match was, right, okay, creative guys, you've messed this feud up royally. You couldn't figure out something for us to do, so just shut up, get to the back, and just let us have a wrestling match. And just let us do some very simple psychology, simple fundamental storytelling tricks, wrestling storytelling tricks, and let's just go. And let's just show these people why we are in the position in this company that we are. And I thought it was just a great, simple, workmanlike match. Couldn't be great because a really great match needs a really great build-up, and obviously this one didn't have that. So we didn't have any real emotion going in, but they really exceeded expectations and put on a much better match than they had any right to. Stephanie, what did you reckon?
Honestly, I absolutely didn't understand why this match was on the card. And since WrestleMania, in fact, after WrestleMania, Bray Wyatt is like, he was supposed to feud with Finn Balor. He was supposed to feud with, I don't remember when, whatever. WWE is so focused on Roman Reigns, on the Universal Championship, and all these things that it's such a mess. Ambrose was feuding with Samson, and then Balor feuded with Samson. Wyatt was supposed to feud with Balor, but now Wyatt is feuding with Rollins. Ooh, very complicated. And this match is going out of nowhere. It was made like a week ago, week or two ago.
Yeah.
It's going
like
out of nowhere. It was interesting in a way to see them work together because, in fact, it was only the second time they were competing against each other in a singles match. So why not? But no, it was. I love the two, but it didn't match. That wasn't working well because the build-up wasn't good because something was wrong.
it felt like something was missing.
It was not the best way to begin the show, and it was like a match signed just on the corner of a table. We have one match missing. What do we do? Let's take Bray. Let's take Seth, and let's do a match. So could have been a good match if the build-up would have been better.
Yeah, I just think that this is them wrestling, like two wrestlers taking control back for themselves in their own feud, saying, right, okay, we're going to stop doing all of the kookiness that we usually, like that Bray gets lumbered with, all the melodrama that Seth Rollins gets lumbered with, and we're just going to take back to a fundamental, basic wrestling class 101 of how to tell a decent story in a match and how to try and get wrestling fans invested in us just through our in-ring action alone, which is how it should be.
I'm just kind of sad now that I don't think, well, at least not yet, but I don't think we're going to get Bray Wyatt versus Demon Finn Balor because,
at least not now. They might be postponing that until maybe the next WrestleMania, maybe Survivor Series. That kind of sounds like a bit of a Survivor Series style match to me.
Yeah. I hope that's a thing. I mean, because the elements are there. They're all they just need to be put together.
Oh, they will feud. It's just obviously when they were basically put together during the Superstar shake-up, and they've got another 4 or 5 months to go until the next big pay-per-view, and Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt is a big pay-per-view match. It's one of the big four at least. I think they're heading towards Survivor Series, which, again, I'm expecting Bray to lose because WWE have already put a lot of stock into Finn Balor.
Yeah, and we all know Bray's a punching bag. Well, not now, but he will be. Not right now, but he will be a punching bag once again.
He did not lose this match, but I'm pretty certain he's going to lose the feud. I mean, they just put Seth Rollins on the cover of the new video game. He's got to look strong.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
How about we focus on something good, like this match?
Yeah. No. See, this I thought was the low point of the evening.
Oh my God!
It's just the murder.
So many differences now.
It's okay, right, guys. This is Big Cass defeating Enzo Amore in the exact same way that WWE handle every single Enzo Amore thing. Enzo Amore murders somebody verbally, and then Enzo Amore's opponent murders Enzo physically. And it's exactly the same here. It's the same story they've been giving Enzo over and over and over again, except this time it was with his former tag team partner, Big Cass. James, what did you reckon?
I really enjoyed the whole story of this match. I mean, this is one of the rare occasions where the build-up has been progressing so slowly, and then it's actually like pacing really well. I'm really liking how they're pacing this whole feud. And how it began. Because as you remember, it began when Enzo was assaulted backstage, and then that led to a mystery of like, ooh, who assaulted Enzo? And then people thinking, oh, it could be Cass. But then Cass got assaulted, and it's like, oh no, it couldn't have been Cass. But then shenanigans. Turns out Cass was the one, and he's the one that assaulted Enzo.
James, every time you say assaulted, I just get I get a vision of somebody pouring like a salt shaker over their heads. I just...
No, that's the marks. They're salting everything. So Cass was the one that assaulted, and then they eventually split up, and I like in Enzo's like character in this because it makes sense. He doesn't want to lose his friend, and he's pleading with him. He's like, I don't want you to go because we've been through so much together. But then that ultimately leads to Cass again abusing the friendship and tossing him aside once more. And then we lead into this match where they're finally facing each other, and to me it makes sense that Enzo wouldn't win straight away because we need to sympathize with him more, and he's the underdog in this situation.
Yeah.
We want him to overcome this 7-foot-tall mountain.
I still think they're going to have a loser leaves Raw match at SummerSlam, and I think Enzo's going to shock the world. Big Cass is going to have to leave Raw. He's going to go to SmackDown where he immediately murders James Ellsworth and becomes Carmella's valet.
Yes.
Because, they're a couple in real life.
Yes.
And then we don't have to worry about...
You can't see me, but my fingers are up in the air. Yes.
The build-up was good, extremely good, and I was like, no, it's not Cass. I even think it was the Big Show. So we should have put the fashion police on that. But honestly, this character, Enzo Amore, is great. How are you doing, etc. But it's starting to be quite boring. Boring. It's not refreshing this game. But even if it was not the best match of the night, just seeing the big guy crushing the small guy, I just enjoyed it. So, I should be the worst girl in the world at this. I love when it's violent, and I love when the big guy is crushing the small guy.
So we liked it for two different reasons.
Oh, great! It was.
As a 5'2" man, I am disgusted with you, Steph.
I'm fine. I'm taller than Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
And you can't teach that.
Yeah.
But really, good build-up, necessary in a way. In Raw Talk just after, Big Cass was saying to Renee Young that he could be a good opponent for Brock Lesnar or things like that. And I want to think he's true because it can be a great main event. I think.
I see. I'm not so sure. I don't think he will be. Like, I think without Enzo Amore, we're gonna see the limitations of Big Cass on his own. I think like he's not got the charisma of Enzo Amore. I think when you see those guys together, I don't even think he's got the wrestling skill. To be fair, I just see him do boots, elbows. There's not an awful lot I think he's got else in his game, and I think without Enzo, we're really going to see how limited a performer he is, and he, for me, will probably end up just like Baron Corbin, just like Braun Strowman, just like Roman Reigns, where when I look at him, all I see is WWE pulling his strings. I don't have the confidence in him right now that he can make it on his own, that he can stand on his own 2 feet. And that's what I look for in a wrestler. That's what I look for in guys like earlier, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins. It looked like they had taken matters into their own hands and just made a match for them. And it was really good and it was really entertaining and I really enjoyed it.
I really disagree with you on that. I think Enzo was the weakest of the two. There is this kind of tradition of giants in WWE. Kane, there was a Big Show, etc. Big Show is almost retired. Kane is running to become a mayor in Mississippi. I don't know. Don't know exactly. Don't remember exactly.
He's a huge libertarian. Like the libertarian.
It's a
America,
libertarian. But there'll always be this tradition of the giants, and the most incredible, the best giant WW had was French, and it was
Yep.
a giant who was from Grenoble. So, yeah, I think that without Big Cass, Enzo was nothing.
Really, I
And
thought
what
the
are they
opposite.
going to do of Enzo? Oof.
Stick him in the cruiserweight division. That's what you do with Enzo Amore.
Maybe, but Big Cass can be something. It can really. I think it can be something great. The way Baron Corbin, yes, is doing great in SmackDown. I think it. Sometimes charisma is not mostly for giants. We never had asked these big guys to be charismatic. We just wanted them to be 7-foot tall monster destroyers, and that's all. The Big Show always had that kind of reputation. Ken had the mask, but yeah, and maybe that's the only thing we want: a 7-foot tall guy that is destroying.
Yeah,
and for me, it's good.
I'm on the side where like I feel like guys, you're both you're both good. I liked Enzo's liked Enzo's promo at the beginning of the match, even though I think it went on maybe a little bit too long.
Yeah, the analogy got a little bit tortured by the end there, didn't it?
Yeah, but I'm liking Cass's heel side. I'm liking that he can express himself a little bit more, and that he's got more facial expressions than he ever did as a face, which I am liking. I feel like he can do a little bit more of his character now, and then he can try and have a bit more fun with it. And that's why I'm looking forward to see what else they can do with him.
God, Steph, what did you think of Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Hardy Boys for the Raw Tag Team Championships?
I came to this match with quite. I wasn't quite happy of this match. A 30-minute Iron Man match. I don't know who did tell any predictions. Ginger and Swiss. I love this expression. Ginger and Swiss. I love the way the first point, just in a nanosecond, excellent. You wanted to see more, and it was like 4 against 3, if I remember well, James. 4 against 3.
Yes, 4-3 to Sheamus and Cesaro.
We never really had that kind of. It's always 1-0 and never that many falls, and they really. Of course, the Hardy Boys. We are always happy. We are all very happy to see the Hardy Boys being back. I had the chance to saw them live in France. Awesome. It's awesome. It's so great. But, Ginger and Swiss are really freakingly great. And just setting the tone of this match the way they did by earning the first fall just in less than a minute. Sorry. My French side is coming back. Just in a few minutes. What's going to happen now? Because obviously the Hardy Boys should... new contenders are supposed to appear now. The Hardy Boys at their chance. But yeah, Ginger and Twist are very good tap dancers. Sorry for
No, I'm just imagining him tap dancing down to the ring now.
Cesaro should be a very good tap dancer, I'm sure.
About the point with the when they scored the first point in the in like the very first nanosecond of the match, I feel like that kind of led to a slight downfall because there was quite some slumps in the middle. There was like quite a few gaps of time when nothing really happened. And that kind of led to like going like, oh, okay, I'll wait for something to happen now. But then
30 minutes, you can't you've got to pace out the match. If you've got the time limit there, you have to pace the match out.
But as it got towards like the last 15 minutes, that's when it really picked up. That's when it started to get really good.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say anything for sure because I'm still not sure what the hell's happening with the Broken Universe
Well,
at this
apparently
point.
they've got the that they've acquired the rights to the Broken gimmick.
They did tease that, and well, I say tease. They did kind of hint at something on their Instagram, on the WWE Instagram
Yeah,
with the group
absolutely.
photo. So again, don't know if that's going to be a thing. And also, can we just quickly talk about the amounts of blood that's in this pay-per-view?
Yeah, I think it's all accidental.
It seems like a lot of blood to be accidental.
Oh no, like you can usually tell, like when they do a blade job, like they're bleeding from the middle of the forehead. They've like nicked themselves in a very deliberate way with the like this was Dean Ambrose bleeding from the mouth. He probably just got like, I don't know, like a tooth knocked in or something accidentally. I think you actually see the moment where Matt Hardy, like him and Jeff do the stereo dives from the opposite corners. They like jump off the top rope at the same time and land on, I think it's what's his name? Mohawk bloke, Sheamus.
Mohawk bloke and Cesaro.
Mohawk bloke and Cesaro. Mohawk bloke and Swiss Cyborg.
Yes, perfect. No, that's the new names on the Creator Wrestler.
Yeah, you actually see like he hit his head on I think it was his knee. So yeah, like that was yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, and
No, but it was something that I don't know if the blood was realistic or not, but Sheamus needed like 5 or 7 stitches on his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Hardy was not quite good too. For Ambrose, I didn't read anything about, but there was something I think quite realistic in this match.
It did feel like a struggle, didn't it? It did feel like an actual conflict of just trying to get the upper hand, and it ultimately culminated in the final roll up. Which, goddamn, we were talking about the other time of on this podcast, I think, where we were talking about we just like heels instead of just hate them.
Yeah.
God damn, do I hate Cesaro? They were so close, damn it.
But you were talking about some moments that were low, and but when it's an Iron Man match, every time you have this type of match, and I remember the first one, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, I witnessed it 3 months later because at that time the pay-per-views in France were broadcasting on Wednesday afternoons. So I was lucky enough to see the match. Doing 1 hour, 30 minutes, whatever, you will always have moments that will be good, strong, and moments that will be a little bit low because it's a long time. It's a very, very long time. And I wasn't that disappointed. There was this lower moment, this stronger moment, because it's really a part of the match, of this timeline that really, it's really long, 30 minutes or 60 minutes if you take the last Omega Okada. It was a 60-minute match. There were highs and lows, obviously, because this is the set. The Iron Man match is about that. It's long, it's complicated. There is high moments, low moments. So for me, it was not that. It was not problematic. The 30 minutes is very, very long. Very, very long.
Yeah, very long for a match. Yeah, definitely.
It was a perfect end for the heels, and that's why you effing hate them.
Yeah.
God damn it, Cesaro, you're on the list. And not the Jericho list, this is my list.
Cesaro's good. Can we just talk about how fucking great Cesaro is? Cesaro is epic. And when his matches with Sheamus, this is the first time I've ever actually given a damn about Sheamus the entire time he's been in WWE. I used to care about him when he was in Irish Whip Wrestling, back here on the British Isles. But yeah, like this is the last 10 minutes of this match are some of the most action-packed, great wrestling I have seen all year. And like, if you just take like maybe the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes with that great opening, yeah, like I think you've got a match of the year candidate, but because it was a 30-man Iron Man match, because, you know, Brock Lesnar's on this pay-per-view and he refuses to work more than 6 minutes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so like, you know, like this was a good way of padding out that time. So yeah, but like, it was just, yeah, match of the night. I might change my mind when we start talking about another match later this evening, but yeah, I thought it was match of the night.
I've already got a match of the night in my head, so I'll let you know when we get to that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Match
Yeah.
of the night, yeah, absolutely. Match of the night. No problem with that.
And another possible match of the night, maybe, depending on who's watching and who's listening. Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship.
No.
No, you're not a fan?
No. If this is a match of the night, no.
No, I didn't say this is my match of the night. I was saying if the people might find it match of the night. I liked it. I liked the match. I could tell by your tone that you don't agree with me.
I hated the end.
You hate? Oh wow, really? I liked the end.
The build-up of the match was completely hazardous. They put Nia Jax in it. And in the end, it was Sasha versus Alexa. Everybody understood it very quickly. Nia was. I really thought Nia Jax would be involved in the match. It didn't happen. But so yeah, Sasha versus Alexa. Well, I'm not going to say it was a bad wrestling match. Sasha and Alexa are really fierce competitors. The count out, no, of course Alexa was not losing the title. Remember predicting. I even think Sasha would win the match, but not the belt. So it was a count out. I want Alexa to win just one time straight, without any help, without any. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I just want her to win the good way. Okay, she's a heel.
You just want her to win clean.
She's a heel, okay, but they don't know what to do with Bayley and Alicia Fox and Mickie James, and they are amazing wrestlers. So, wow, what is up? I don't understand. They have the potential to make great matches. To use these girls, mostly in a 3-hour show, to make something tremendous, the way SmackDown is doing, and they only have 6 women, 7 now with Lana, but SmackDown has 6 women, and they are able to make 2 matches by pay-per-view, 2 women matches. They are able to make them work, all of them work. They are all working every time. So I don't really see what the problem is.
See, I understand. I understand where you're coming from with the women they're not being used to the best of their ability, and I can understand that. And the build up to this match, much like the I guess a little bit better than the Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins one. There was kind of a better build up to this one than that one. But for this one, I feel like Sasha and Alexa played their roles quite well. Sasha came across as obviously frustrated with Alexa's heel tactics, whereas, oh my god, Alexa, she embraced her dark side so much, and I loved every second that she did. Even like I remember, I can't remember if it was on SmackDown when she's got a double jointed elbow. Well, we know this now, but she was like, oh no, I broke my arm. Oh, she help me, and then just whack her when she's not looking. That's brilliant. And also something we've talked about on this podcast before, because I remember Lee going on a tangent about it before, as well as me. But when Alexa was counted out, the crowd cheered. The crowd fucking cheered. Yeah, oh my god! It's like a Aurora Borealis. This is just very rare to see when the crowd is actually on board with the story. And oh my god, it just caught me off guard.
Yes, when the crowd was cheering Strowman saying thank you for it was a week or two ago. So when he slammed Reigns into the ambulance, people were like thank you. Oh my!
It's hard to disagree sometimes.
The crowd is turning completely crazy, but
Yeah, I liked this crowd. I was on board with what this crowd were doing.
Well, they were given good wrestling the whole night. Like, they were given good matches, solid direction. Even the ones that didn't have great build-up just had great action in them. Like, I mean, with this one specifically, I feel like we say this every single time, but this was Alexa Bliss's best match yet. Like, this was the best in-ring work she's done, and we say that every single time, so it just means that she's getting better and better and better with every single match. And it just kind of shows you that, yeah, like, certain people thrive in a WWE environment when perhaps on NXT, when Alexa Bliss in NXT couldn't get near the Women's Championship. With Asuka or with the Four Horsewomen, she was never going to get near it. So, the fact that she has done so well now and has been continued to be pushed quite strongly. I mean, like, okay, like intellectually strong. Not, she's not an unstoppable force. She's an incredibly intelligent, cunning, conniving heel. And at the moment, along with The Miz, the best one on the roster. So
We've got a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a button on that, and I'm gonna say, right, okay, guys, The Miz versus Dean Ambrose with Maurice, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas. Singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Stephanie, what did you think of this one?
nothing.
Nothing?
I have the exact same feelings.
But sorry, let's be honest.
Yep.
It was possible to do something else. We already had The Miz versus Dean Ambrose. I don't know many times, and they did it again. It was possible to do something. There are so many great wrestlers, and they are putting Ambrose again. And you have Maryse, of course, so you know that the match can be biased. But now you have the Mr. Rage, so you have Axel and Dallas, and of course the Miz was going to win. Of course, Ambrose was going to be, what's the name? Screwed. And what to expect? What to expect from that? Oh, it's like for Wyatt and Rollins. It was made a week ago, something like that. A week before, but they would have seriously at the time to make something like a tournament or a fatal four-way, I don't know what kind of match, to define the new number one contender and give us the possibility to see something new. But we had to witness again Ambrose and The Miz, Ambrose being screwed and The Miz being The Miz.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I love the character. To be honest, I hated The Miz.
Yeah.
It was when he started, it was like 10 years ago. Now I think it's 10 years ago. It was really, even when he was teaming with John Morrison, I didn't like him. But there is something new now in the character that I love. This kind of, since Maris came back, I think there was something new had been added to the character. But and I like Ambrose too, and I feel sad for Ambrose to be in this position of being the punching bag of The Miz, because that's what I witnessed yesterday, and not only the punching bag of The Miz, but of now Curtis Axel. Yeah. Bo Dallas, and even of Maryse.
Of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Just let that sink in.
Can I ask you guys, right, okay, I don't know if either of you two have ever watched the TV show Entourage, but are they dressed up as characters from that show?
I have never watched Entourage.
Because that's the only, like, one of them is dressed in a suit, the other one's dressed like a biker. So it's like you've got the rough with the smooth there. It's like you've got the lead character from Mad Men teaming up with the lead character from Sons of Anarchy.
Maybe they were trying to be
doesn't
HBO.
fit. Yeah.
Yeah, Bo Dallas it's Bo Dallas who is the biker.
Yeah, he had like a bandana
Oh.
and glasses and a beard.
Yeah, it's a
And
new
it's,
way to believe. I love
believe.
this new way to believe. Oh my god!
I mean, it was a perfectly serviceable match. I think it did its thing, and now all I'm hoping for is that it's just this is the last time we see them going as a feud together, and then we could just see them do something else, literally anything else.
Oh, I think we've got one more at SummerSlam.
Please no.
I really do
Come
think
on.
we have, because
I can't take it anymore.
Because I think Maurice, like, they've been doing the whole thing with Maurice recently. Didn't get any of it in Great Balls of Fire match, but I think they might be thinking about turning her face, and that would happen obviously at SummerSlam.
Just not with Dean. I don't want. It just feels like they're dragging themselves both down at this point, because it's retreading the same ground over and over. I want them to thrive in new situations. Is that so much to ask, Vince?
Well, who would you put into the Intercontinental Championship scene now?
Finn Balor.
Yeah, that'd be a good shout. Yeah, I mean, he did.
They've
I was-
already set it up.
Yeah.
They've already set it up.
And where was Finn Balor on this pay-per-view? Like,
Nowhere.
the guy who won the Universal Championship at SummerSlam last year can't even make a B pay-per-view this year. What is going on with this product?
He should have been with Seth Rollins. There's a feud right there.
Yeah.
He's the one that took him out. For God's sake. I know there's fantasy booking, but there's also sensible booking.
Well, I think they've put him in like 2 or 3 like they've hinted at 2 or 3 feuds that Finn Balor could be in right now. And they've kind of pulled the plug on all of them, just like, oh, no, we'll give him this guy. Oh, no, we won't give him that guy. Oh, we'll give him The Miz. Oh, no, we won't give him The Miz. Oh, we'll give him Seth Rollins. No, we can't really do Seth Rollins. Oh, maybe Bray Wyatt. Oh, no, we need that for Survivor Series. Like, they don't know what to do with him. Do you know what? Sod it. Now that Roman Reigns ain't got nothing to do, give him to Reigns.
I'd be alright with that, actually.
Yeah. Because I think, him and Roman Reigns have got unfinished business, and apparently, so everybody keeps saying, although I'm very cynical on this, Roman Reigns is now, after his ambulance match with Braun Strowman, they did a double turn. Roman Reigns is the heel, and Braun Strowman's now the face.
Shall we move on to the ambulance match?
Yeah,
I'll be done with Dean Ambrose.
I'm gonna preference this, guys. Right? Okay, this is my prediction for how this is gonna go. And obviously, Raw is tonight. We're recording this before Raw, so I might be completely wrong. But Roman Reigns mashing up Braun Strowman after he lost cleanly to Braun Strowman. That's WWE have done this before with guys like Stone Cold, with Triple H, even with Hulk Hogan, where the good guy has taken vengeance on the bad guy just for the audacity of having beat them, and having beat them clean. Like they've done this to them. This helped bolster the popularity of Stone Cold, of The Rock, of Triple H when he was a face, of even John Cena, I think. So yeah, I don't know why everyone's saying that Roman Reigns is all of a sudden a bad guy when this is kind of the thing that they just want to do with Roman Reigns. Is give him that badass, I don't give an F attitude.
See, I was thinking this whole thing of like, oh my god, are they going to turn him heel? But then there's also there's the thing in the back of my head. I've got a little back to reality button. I just call Vince, and I just press in the back of my head, and it says, "We're not going to turn him heel. Why would we ever do that? We won't do anything interesting." And it's just like, no, he'll probably do the same old thing where he comes out on Raw. Everyone will boo him, and he'll just go something like, "This is still my yard," and then leave again, and then nothing happens.
I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy.
Now I wish he had that voice. That would make him a little bit more interesting.
No, okay, right. Fully cards on the table. I really enjoyed how physical this match was. I enjoyed the spots. I enjoyed the fact that I was really not. I thought there was no point in the PG era having an ambulance match because it was never going to give you the brutality that you want from a match like this. And it turns out, actually, they can still do it if they just use their imaginations a little bit. I really loved them. Roman smacking the chairs on Braun Strowman and Braun just being completely unfazed, like totally unfazed. But then Roman Reigns slams an ambulance door on Braun Strowman on the same elbow, and it turns out that's the surgically repaired elbow.
Oh yeah, that was a chair, not an ambulance door. I don't think that was a.
Oh no, he did the ambulance door later on. That was
yeah.
That was just before the finish of the match, where he hilariously, and I saw this coming a mile away, went to spear Braun Strowman into the ambulance. Braun Strowman dodges, and Roman Reigns just shoots himself like a long dart inside inside the cab. And that was hilarious.
I would admit that was pretty funny. And a point I wanted to make quickly is that this match felt way more extreme than anything that ever happened at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
And how much of a testament is that?
This match felt more extreme than the last Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, than anything that went on in that.
Just, there was chairs, there was the steel steps, there was a guy... Braun Strowman went through the bloody LEDs.
Yeah.
and the static, and that was...
And then Roman Reigns just picks up this, like, lighting set and just smacks Braun over the head with it. That thing doesn't look like it was ever invented to be a foreign object. What the hell?
And then we have the controversial reversing the ambulance into a
pickup truck.
Pickup
truck. Or is it? No, it's just a regular old truck.
Just a back of a truck.
Yeah, so like apparently a double turn where Roman Reigns is being the sadistic villain, and Braun Strowman is the guy who manages to, even after a high speed crash, remove himself from the arena under his own power, apparently without even a rent-a-car. So he's just walking along the highway where the exit from the car park is to the arena. Steph, what did you reckon?
First, on Roman Reigns, if it was necessary, if being a face leads him to be booed, well, let's make it a heel. And mostly when you know the result of Lesnar Joe, you understand that you have, for SummerSlam, the need to have a face against a heel. Mm-hmm. And we will talk about that later. But I came to this match not thinking about it was Reigns and Strowman, because I saw things in this match that leads me many, many, many years ago when they are smashing in the LED lights. I'm thinking about Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle in 2000. When I see the ambulance smashing in the truck, I think about Stone Cold. And suddenly it wasn't about Reigns, and it was about Reigns and Strowman, of course, but the way they made the match was really it brought me so many years ago. And this kind of matches I loved when it was so not PG at all, and very violent, very for the smash in the LED lights. Yeah, I think about I don't remember which pay-per-view it was, but it was a match, Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle, and I think it's Kurt who was smashing Shane through a glass on the same way they are doing. You suddenly witnessing something you were missing. It's not about the character, in fact, because of course I wanted Strowman to win, because Roman Reigns is... I don't like Roman Reigns, sorry.
Not many people do, Steph. I don't think you're alone in that.
No, but because of the way he's protected, the way he's pushed, of course, there is so many great wrestlers that earn the right to have the spot he has. And I really enjoyed this match for all of that things that were before the PG era, even before many things. I was in a Stone Cold, in post Attitude era, and it was so cool to witness that again in a moment where to have this kind of match. And you're right, James, when you're saying match was more extreme on his own than the World Extreme Rules was.
My God, there was even more blood at one point.
Oh yeah, no, but
Oh,
the big problem is, of course, they have to record these moments because obviously it can be done live, but it's working. It's working for me. It's working because it was the same many years ago. There was this. No, I really loved it, and I love this kind of match when it's so violent. It's great.
It definitely built up. It built up so well to the final blow that it was just paced so well that it was every second of that match was interesting.
Yeah.
There was not a moment where I could I'm not going to look at my phone or I kind of had to look at my phone. I was bloody tweeting the whole thing, but it was hard to look away. But then again, that could also be said for another match, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Are you talking about the 2-minute clinic between Heath Slater and Kurt Hawkins?
Oh yeah, I mean that was match of the night. Am I right, guys?
Yeah. Hashtag 2-minute clinic. Get that trending. Get that trending. Yeah, no, I thought that was really bizarre actually, just having Heath Slater and Kurt Hawkins go fill the time while we try to get this guy out of the ambulance, despite the fact that they've still got the cameras rolling on the ambulance and everyone in the arena is just looking at the ambulance instead of what's going on in the ring, which, fair enough. I mean, Kurt Hawkins is one of the competitors. I didn't even remember that when Kurt Hawkins came back, I had no idea who this dude was. I think he was only around in the time period of WWE when I wasn't a fan. Well, not when I wasn't a fan, but when I had stopped watching the product. But, God. Okay, guys. Main event time.
Main event.
Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Universal Championship. And for a change, I'm going to go first on this. The problem with this match is thus.
There is no problem. It's perfect.
No. WWE's canon is not the same as my canon. In the world of wrestling, Samoa Joe is a legend who has been a world champion multiple times over in several different companies. In WWE, he has been a champion a couple of times in NXT. And that's WWE's mentality. However, in WWE's world, MMA is a thing. The NCAA is a thing. TNA and ROH, they are not a thing. So when WWE are booking this match, I've got it in my head that you've got the big powerhouse of the early 2000s of WWE and the big powerhouse of mid-2000s TNA going at it in an epic clash of the titans. Whereas for WWE, it is literally just the Beast Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. Where I'm shrugging my shoulders at Samoa Joe, because in WWE terms, he ain't a big thing yet. Not in their lore, not in their canon. So which is why the whole thing from Samoa Joe's angle is he's just trying to cling on with a coquina clutch, and Brock Lesnar's angle is he's just doing suplexes and does one F5, and it's just the whole match could have been so much better, but Brock Lesnar's just not interested in doing better these days. I liked it, it was interesting, but it was not the epic clash that I had built up in my head, but also the epic clash that WWE had spent the last 4 weeks doing really great build-up to. It did not when WWE get two guys and they have to have half of the locker room pull them apart each. Like, you expect out of that something amazing and epic is going to happen. I don't think this was amazing. I don't think it was epic. I just think it was pretty good. James, what did you think?
I'll see. I feel like you're going to hit me at this point.
Yeah.
Because
We're just disagreeing, James. We have opinions. Sometimes they will differ. I'm not going to hurt you yet.
No, we're going to have an ambulance match by the end of the day. So I'm
going to be the referee. I'm going to be the referee.
I really, really enjoyed this match.
Match of the night for you? Was this
this was match of the night for me for the reasons thus. This to me had a big fight feel. And like you said, I wasn't watching TNA when Samoa Joe was around. I wasn't watching TNA when I was a kid. I was into WWE, the product. That's the only product I knew. So I was aware of like Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. So the only time I've only really seen Samoa Joe was in NXT. But obviously I've got older and I've seen more stuff from him, and this to see this match and to have it feel like it does in a way feel like two titans going against each other in this brawl, and plus it feels like it was built quite well with Samoa Joe. Obviously the promo with Samoa Joe and Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Please do more of that. That was spot on right there.
I just don't think it lived up to the potential that not only we'd built up in our own heads, but what WWE had built up. I thought it was going to be a lot better than this.
But what I would like to point out is that they were going for this idea that Joe likes to catch Brock and and Paul by behind, or just like catch them off guard when they're not looking. And this was reiterated multiple times, especially when we saw Brock turn into a bright red cherry at one point.
Yeah.
And then that came to fruition once again at the start of this match, where he goes to lift up the title. Mm-hmm. Samoa Joe comes from behind, smacks him out of the ring, and then slams him through a fucking table. Mm-hmm. My God, I'm like, no, I'm fully invested now. I'm fully invested into seeing how this is going to go. Mm-hmm. And at one point, it feels like it turns into an actual like MMA / wrestling match at one point. Like,
yeah, that's one thing that really confused me though was Brock was booked like such a babyface in this match. Now I understand that Samoa Joe's supposed to be a heel, but so is Brock. Like, anytime you try to make Brock look like a good guy, it's totally wasted. The man is a contemptible swine. Like, the very expression on his face was just made for him. Like, the fact that he was never cast as a kid in as a shit talker in a 1980s underdog sports film, as like a jock in a college film, is just a complete failure on Hollywood's part, because he was made for that sort of thing. Like, I look at the man, I see him smile, and I instantly hate him. I don't even need context. Like, him as a babyface is a total waste. It should have been two heels going at it like hell, and instead Brock is essentially protected. He gets given he gets ambushed from behind, he gets put through a table, he immediately breaks out of some dude's finisher and does one of his own, and that's the win. WWE needed to do just one thing here. Like, okay, surviving the ambush, surviving the low blow to come back for the win, that's fine. Just have, all you needed to do, WWE, all you needed to do was just have Joe kick out of the F5. Just the once. Second time, yeah, he's gone, he's dead, finished, forget it. But just have him kick out of the F5 once. Stephanie, what did you reckon?
Trying to answer to everything you said.
Don't worry. Just do your own thoughts. Like, you don't have to pay any attention to us. Like do your own opinions, Stephanie. They'll be more interesting than ours anyway.
No, but there is something really interesting in the way, Lee, you're seeing these two characters. Because
why? Thank you.
Me too. I witnessed the Brock Lesnar of his first stint in WWE around 2000. And I was watching TNA when Samoa Joe was in it, so I know the potential of the guys, and I was frightened that yesterday we would have a disqualification, something like that. We had a fair trade end. Okay, I was really, really happy that Samoa Joe was the number one contender. When I wrote the paper that was in not this issue because a new one is out, but the issue 16 of Steel Chair Mag, and I worked on possible opponents for Brock Lesnar, and I started to work on that. Of course, you think about Reigns, you think about Rollins. I battle because he was the Universal Champion. Who was the last? I suddenly don't remember. Oh my God, it's too late. And no, but for me, Samoa Joe was like, would be the great surprise. It could be the great surprise, and it's quite strange, but by the time I was writing it and we were working on it, Kurt Angle chose the 5 guys I put on my paper. So he may have a crystal ball related to my head.
Yes, yeah. Great article, guys, by the way, if you...
Of course, Samoa Joe is absolutely amazing. Winning the match yesterday, of course, it was a no, because he couldn't win the match yesterday. But we had a decent match. We had a decent match. At least Brock Lesnar was not reigning supreme. He was purple at the end of the match. He was purple.
He was beetroot red, yeah.
Of course, it was a 5-6 minutes match. You stated 6 minutes in your review.
It was
about 6 and around 6 minutes.
I've got the times here. It was 6 minutes 25.
Okay, I was sort of right.
Don't expect Brock Lesnar to have a long match.
He needs to be home for his team.
I don't know why. Like, if he's in good physical condition as he says he is, he should be able to go at least 10 minutes.
No. For me, when you see the way he's sweating, it's like a struggle. He's like struggling. He's turning 40 on Wednesday. He already had an impressive career. The build-up of the match was absolutely excellent. The match itself was good because Joe was about to show that he deserved the number one contender spot, and it was great. Is smashing through a table and all these things, fantastic. I love that, but of course, in the end, I agree with the fact that maybe he should have kicked off one F5, and maybe the next time giving him a little bit more, because it was like the momentum was strange, but we all knew that it would be Brock Lesnar. The winner would be Brock Lesnar. And
it was fun to live in that fantasy, though, wasn't it?
Sad. It makes me sad because Joe really worth it. And I was like, so what's going to happen now? Because we obviously know that it's going to be Strowman or Reigns, or the two against Lesnar at SummerSlam, and so what are they going to do of them? Are they going to add Strowman? Are they going to add maybe Samoa Joe? Maybe it's going to change. There was a lot of talks because it seems like they wanted to make Lesnar versus Reigns at WrestleMania next year, but think it seems like SummerSlam is going to be a turning point. We should witness a title change at SummerSlam. But yes, of course, why not Joe and Strowman? They have their place in the sunshine here. In this kind of match, they proved it. I was feeling a little bit sad because, when I wrote that paper for the magazine and I thought about Samoa Joe, and I'm usually asking my best friend Rhonda a point of view because she's a big wrestling fan and she's always a good help for me. And she was like, yeah, Samoa Joe could make it. It would be great. So yeah, it could be great. And I was writing and it would be a great surprise. And I was so happy because it was something, it was really, really good.
He had the longest odds as well. Like, he was the rank outsider of that match, if you ask anybody. Like, everyone thought every other person had a better chance than he did.
Absolutely. And because he was the outsider, because it's quite strange when you see the odds of the pay-per-views. WWE seems to follow the odds from the bookmakers to make the results. Because when you're watching the last 2 or 3 pay-per-views, I really had this little moment when yesterday Lesnar was trapped in the coconut clutch and he was turning really purple. Because it was really, I think it was going to collapse. And I had this moment of maybe Joe, maybe it can be Joe. And of course, no, it's not Joe.
What I did want to say quickly, what I wanted to say was about, I thought that out of these two, Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe, I don't believe that any of them came out weaker than they went in.
No.
I feel like both of them came out strong and left feeling like they could just take on anyone else in this entire roster.
I did say that if I felt like Samoa Joe got squashed, then I would quit the network, and I'm still with the network.
It's because he put up such a good fight, and it's like if this doesn't put him a little bit higher in WWE's ranking, then I don't know what will.
No, I mean, like, well, okay, he ambushed him, he kicked him in the groin, and Brock Lesnar still came at him but I suppose, yeah, okay. See, I'm talking myself into trying to get rid of the network. That's the thing I'm doing here. Yeah.
But Lee, it takes balls.
My main problem is that I can't slash the cable television because it's not mine. It's not mine.
I'll lend you some wire cutters.
I think my mom would kill me, but really kill me if I was slashing the cable television. But
it's better this way.
She's a real wrestling fan. She's 79. She's a real wrestling fan. In a way, it seems like they also really enjoyed making this match. I have this. You can feel that in a way. Paul Heyman is really appreciating Samoa Joe, and I was like, "Yeah, great." Maybe...
I was this far away from thinking that Paul Heyman was actually going to turn on Brock Lesnar and take on Samoa Joe as his new client.
It can't. Because did you hear Brock Lesnar?
No.
Because in fact, Paul Heyman is the mouth and Brock Lesnar is the muscles. So Brock Lesnar is not doing any promo, he's not doing anything. It's Paul Heyman who's doing the job. So of course, turning. No, I don't see it possible. Yeah, we'll see what's going to build up for SummerSlam. I expect a rematch because I think Joe deserves it. Maybe on Raw, perhaps tonight. I don't know. I want more. I want some more. But then afterwards, going to be.
I don't know if Brock will want to.
This championship was quite filled with controversy in a way, with Goldberg and after Lesnar. And if it rains, it's not giving a lot of value to the title for me.
Oh, the value of that title has just decreased after Brock's not been around for like ages. So
it's the same on SmackDown. If you're watching SmackDown, the US title has more value than the WWE Championship. That's what I think.
That is actually a point that I've been thinking about for a long time. The fact that as WWE fans, as the people who have the most investment in the product, we've got to try and like settle ourselves with being, okay, the Intercontinental title and the US titles, those are the titles that they are going to book so that the hardcore fans are happy. With the World Championship, with the main events, with the WrestleManias, even though because we're the hardcore fans, we feel like we have some sort of ownership over them, they're always going to be used to try and entice the casual viewer in. So what goes on in the main event, what goes on at the big four pay-per-views, for the most part, that's not made for us. That's made to capture the casual audience. That's meant to generate casual interest from MMA fans, from real sports fans, celebrity fans, social media guys, stuff like that. There you have it, folks. That was a Steel Chair Shoot. Thank you for listening to all of our ramblings. Please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to comment if you agree or if you disagree. Check out the mag at issue.com/steelchair. That's issuu.com/steelchair, where you can find all of our back issues, and you can catch us all on Twitter at SteelChairMag. Stephanie, where can they find you?
On Twitter at French Nigma. FrenchNygma.
Cool. And would you like to tell everybody about the special new feature you've got coming up in the next issue of Steel Chair?
I'm going to blush because I'm really, I was lucky to do the cover story of the new issue on Scott Steiner. So yeah, I did some politically incorrect, and I'm absolutely delighted of it.
You met the generic freak himself.
Oh yeah, no, but
did you say generic freak there on purpose, James?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Oh yeah, no, it was, and I also worked on NXT Download Festival. I worked on the matches of the month. So yeah, you can find many words of Steph Franco, the French Nigma, the Dr. Frenchy, whatever. I'm using a lot of nicknames.
Cool.
And I'm perfectly happy with it.
And James, where can we find you on Twitter, and what have you got coming up in the mag?
You can find me on Twitter at JamesRT101, and I've currently got a article in the mag looking back at why I came back to wrestling, and also a column for NXT.
He's making a lot of revelation in his paper, so you have to read it. It's spot on, and it's really spot on. I read it yesterday. You have to read that.
Oh, I'm blushing now. I didn't expect this praise.
You will have really Paul James Brothers.
And you'll find out what that means if you read.
So read the magazine.
Yeah. And me, you can find me at Fight Like a Cow, and I go back and I take a look back at the original 1987 version of Glow. Netflix have done a new TV series based upon the old all-female wrestling channel. And so yeah, guys, that's it from the rest of us. As you can probably tell, I'm losing it a bit, so I'm going to bid everyone adieu. See you guys, and I'll catch you all next week.